So, will this be an excellent episode? Because we had to get that out the way at some point, so I thought, why not start this intro strong and, yeah. But hello everyone, Liam Catterson here. We're on episode 12 of season 2 for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is called Bad Eggs, which is about eggs being bad. We can't eat them, so it's a loss. It's a total loss. But no, I'm really looking forward, as I have been with not just Buffy as a whole, but season 2 as well. We're on a string of really, really amazing episodes, because last episode was no exception. It was dark, and there were scenes where it was a tad uncomfortable, but like The Pack, another episode which had uncomfortable scenes, there was a really, really good story taking place. So hopefully this episode will be, like I said, excellent. But I'm going to stop now because I'm going to get punched in the face if I put up with another egg pun before I do start this episode. So to avoid that risk, or whisk. No, Liam, don't say whisk. Don't say whisk. You have permission to punch me. No, but in all seriousness, this is episode 12 of season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This episode's going to kill me with puns. Let's go.
This is my high score.
Well, ain't you just got the prettiest little neck I ever
Yeah, he's a bad egg.
You guys really never come up with any new lines, do you?
Do you mind? We were talking here.
You might want to turn around.
Promised you.
Oh, well, he got the high score there.
That Slayer I've been hearing so much about. Loud Gorge, pleased to meet you.
Hi,
Like
Gorch.
it's mine.
This ain't over.
Responsibility is all I ask. Honestly, don't you ever think about anything besides boys and clothes?
Saving the world from vampires?
She's
I swear
being
sometimes I don't know
truthful.
what goes on in your head.
I mean, this is a good way to just spill out the truth without saying, hey, I'm a slayer, and I'm not kidding.
Ditto, like a hole in the head.
Just there we go. You know, that's how you know, like, the... Oh, for God's sake. Did he go for it?
Sex.
He said
The sex
sex.
drive in the human animal is
Mitosis. I mean, a girl may seem spiffy, but if she ignores her flossing, the bloom is definitely off the rose.
Like that compares to kissing a guy who thinks the Hoover technique is a big turn on.
What about having
Yeah,
a faint
surely you
interest in
gotta
a vapid
notice
little
something's
chit-chat
going
so you
on.
can get some touch.
now another consequence of sexual activity. Anyone? Else?
How?
Split into parenting teams. You and your partner will share equally in the daily task
What?
of raising your egg. Now, please choose a partner
okay.
and come pick up your children.
You wanna have a baby?
Okay. Wait, is this normal?
I know.
I think you should underestimate them. I mean, you may need to have some help if... Why do you all have eggs?
Hey, maybe you can have Angel help you find the gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
Angel
not a
could
bad
be your
idea.
your
Strengthen
partner.
numbers.
All right.
Unofficial.
I see a lot of hunting.
I love it. Egbert. No, I would call it Benedict. Okay, that is freaky as shit. Oh, God. Oh, that's... Oh, my God, that's... No. Oh, that's bad.
And it's safe. We're just gonna follow her around a little while, find our time. Cause this
And
ain't over.
strike at the right
I think
opportunity.
you are
Remember,
feeling this
patience.
All right. I'm gonna beat you like a red-headed stepchild. Throw your ass
Oh,
out in
God.
that sunlight. Come on. You think you can? Giddy up, son.
Do you have the guts? You have the guts? Howdy. Oof.
Apply to scalding water in about 8 minutes.
You boiled your young?
Yeah, I know it sounds cruel, but
I
sometimes
mean-
you gotta be cruel to be kind. I mean, you can bet that little Xander here is thick skin now.
Technically, that would be cheating, yes?
Exactly, that's cheating.
It's like a shortcut. You know, when you run a race,
That would also be cheating.
Yeah.
Presumed by whom?
Well, me.
I think we should give him a few hours before we give up on him completely.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we should look around, don't you, Xander?
What solid evidence
can wait.
Well,
do
his
you
body
have?
could fall out of a closet somewhere. So we should check some closets to see if he's in a closet.
You're right.
Yeah, because there was many of them
There could
last
be a
season.
Let's go.
I wouldn't know. I don't. Well, you know, I can't.
Oh?
Oh,
You can't have
it's
kids?
okay. I
Well-
figured there were all sorts of things vampires can't do. You know, like work for the telephone company or volunteer for the Red Cross or have little vampires. All I want is you.
Smooch. Smooch. Just smooch. Just there we go. You know, you two should really consider a room. Very appropriate. Loving memory. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, you're definitely donezo now. Whoa! Whoa, it's the teacher! What's he... Well, apparently the teacher's a bad egg. Oh, 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 God! It's a face hugger! It's a fucking face hugger! No, no, no. I should have been prepared for that, considering the rattling, but oi, oi, oi. Fry that egg. Oh shit, what the frick? I don't like this. I think it's dead.
Yeah, I'm better. I'm fine. Okay.
At least you can
I'll see
sleep
you
in a
tomorrow.
room tonight. I wouldn't if I lost that thing. Ah, no, no! Don't tell me you're possessed.
A dream that you are grounded for the rest of your natural life.
Which means no after-school socializing, no
Well,
bonds,
because she
no
was on the
nothing.
phone
Not until
and
I say so.
she
You
dressed
understand?
normally.
Now, school ends at 2:30. I want you to go to the library at 2:33 and study until I pick you up there at 5:30. Understand?
Joyce!
Yeah.
Bloody hell!
Have a nice day.
Day without an autopsy? It's like a day without sunshine.
Oh, no! No!
Hey.
No! Jesus.
Can I just say, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and raise you a...
Thing is.
Turn it over. Maybe
Oh!
Mr. Tidy bracelet.
So now I
It's
guess
the
we know what happened to
snuggles.
Mr. Whitmore.
Saw
No!
this and ran away.
Try best case scenario.
It's possible that Mr. Whitmore wasn't harmed. Maybe the offspring simply used him to return to the Mother Bazaar.
Yeah, maybe he... What?
What's a bizarre...
Ah, shit. So they are controlling them.
Something wrong?
I'm sure it's nothing. What was that?
Probably the janitor.
It got to Giles! Ooh! No, 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 no.
We can't let them spread those eggs.
I'll handle it. Can you hold down the fort?
That looks
need a weapon.
disgusting. I don't
need a
I
big
don't want to eat. I don't want to eat now. And in fact, this episode is putting me off from eggs entirely.
I told you this weren't.
Oh, it's you guys. Forgot about you there.
Think we can keep her?
Guys, this really isn't a great time.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Should have took her when you had the chance.
What the hell is going on?
This is so weird. Anything else other than Angel in terms of... Well, that was nice while it lasted.
Cordelia, look, I don't want to hurt you some of the time. That's my bomb!
You had to. It's not her.
Well, hello.
Exterminate! It's literally oh my god, it's the Dalek thing. No! They took your bro!
This is all your fault.
How?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, for God's sake. Is she killing it? Okay. Okay. Not the cleanest of, and she's still got one vampire to take care of. Hey.
All right. It's over.
Okay.
You have to learn some responsibility, okay? Once and for all.
I'm grounded.
You're already grounded.
Oh, yeah.
Super grounded.
Until further notice, you are confined to your room. You will not leave your room at any time
Choice.
except to go to school or the
Get
bathroom.
coffee.
Am I making myself clear?
Besides, I'm not breaking any rules.
Buffy,
Oh, she
are you
in
going
her
to
room.
bed?
In a minute.
Ah. Well, technically, I did say get a room. Technically, yeah. Overall, I felt like there was a few things that went wrong with this episode. Especially the brothers, who I felt were forced in and had little purpose, and especially when you consider the egg plot and the Khaled mutant thing, because let's be honest, Doctor Who fans, it looks like a Dalek, doesn't it? It looks like the Dalek mutant, doesn't it? Like, you can't tell me that the mother creature looks like a doesn't look like a Dalek, because it does. It did to me. And then I'm just thinking back to Asylum of the Daleks, where it was like egg, stir, min, 8, when with the souffles. So yeah. But yeah, I felt like the brothers could have had more potential. I felt like they would fare better in their own standalone episode. And they seem like a very comedic bunch. Like, you'd think that the comedic presence would wear a bit thin with the Master Vampire, with Spike bringing some hilarity at times. But they're unique because they've got each other to bounce off with, like the bit at the graveyard where they were discussing, well, why don't you take Buffy now? I could if I wanted. I loved that bickering, that sibling bickering that you would have. So I really appreciated that so much, and I think I feel like there could have been more potential with that, with the brother dynamic. So yeah, and I felt like cramming them into this episode when we had another plot going on that was totally unrelated, and then we had the one of the brothers chiming on the fight with Buffy. I felt like it was a bit forced. So yeah. I also felt like this episode was trying to scream that the concept of having children and sex in general is to be to frown upon. Not to say they were wrong about the teen, like you could see some aspects of why they were talking about, like, for example, teenage pregnancy. Of course, that's going to be a potential risk. But when you add all the negativities up, should I say, it kind of does scream like having children and whatnot seems to be a bit of a bad idea. I mean, you had, not to say that it was bad, it was an interesting point to bring up, but like I said, it keeps adding on to the pile. But Angel said that he cannot have children, so it's as if the writers have just cut that hope for Buffy straight away. Of course, when she's a bit older. But there was a few comments, such as Joyce saying, like, I get why Joyce said that children can be a burden, but like I said, when you add things up, when you keep stockpiling, it kind of screams that having children is something to be ashamed of. And as well as the obvious, the whole dynamic about take your eggs home and raise them as if it's your kid. I don't know if that's an actual concept, but when we were doing sex education, I don't think we were given eggs to look after and whatnot. At school, I believe, at different schools, should I say, I know that people were given, like, you know, those dolls you give to your children, those what are they called? Baby Bell? I don't know, but those toy dolls, you give them to those toy dolls that can be lifelike. They can burp, they can cry, so they would get accustomed. That's what I know happens here, but eggs is a new one. But still, it presented itself to scream about the concept of children is to be ashamed of because, like that aspect, because of the obvious. Because there was a creature inside that was very scary, especially in that Buffy scene. And I did like the idea that it did possess most of the school, but I felt like that plot was a bit thin as well. Like, we can assume that they were trying to dominate the world and whatnot, but I felt like if you didn't have that imagination, like you have to tell yourself that canon, and I felt like that's the style they were going with. You have to tell yourself that they are wanting to dominate the world, otherwise there was like a purpose there. So apart from the fact that people get possessed and are bad, so bad eggs. Yeah. So I felt like some of the concepts utilized in this episode wasn't realized to their best potential. Like the brothers could have been spared for a standalone episode, and I think that dynamic would have worked because, like I said, as you would probably think the comedic villains, the comedic vampires, should I say, aspect would be wearing a bit thin, but they were unique anyways because they had each other to bounce off from, and you got the whole brothers dynamic. It's that sibling bickering. So, and I really liked that. It's just a shame that the potential was cut so much because I think that would have worked in a standalone episode, and then we could have gotten more exposure to that creature. So yeah, we could have gotten more. We could have gotten more. The Bezor, I think it was called. Yeah, we could have gotten more development with the Bezor, and rather than cramming the vampire plot in and the Bezor plot together. So yeah. Also, I'm not so sure if axe being in schools is a common thing, but yeah, I think that's a bit of a buggy thing. But yeah, apart from that, there were some really fun scenes in general. Like I said, the whole fact with Buffy trying to stomp the Bezor running around the room was just absolutely terrifying so much. There was also Joyce as well. I don't want to nitpick so much. It was fun, but it wasn't also that good, but it was fun. Joyce was being a bit difficult, in my opinion. Like, I get it. She doesn't want her daughter to potentially, that's in her mindset, she doesn't want her daughter to potentially burn down another school. She doesn't want to have to move again, and there's a lot of pressure on Joyce's shoulders. But I feel like she was jumping to assumptions. Like, I don't know what the rules are for Joyce's home, like in terms of you have to be in your PJs by this amount of time. I don't even know what time it was. It was bedtime, but yeah, I don't know if you have to take them off like an hour beforehand so Joyce can wash them, etc. But I feel like grounding her for, like, for example, if she had a drink with people from her school, like on the night before school, like, what would she do? Chop off her leg or something? Because I felt like Joyce was being a bit too strict. Yes, like I said, I do get it, because I did comment about Joyce's strictness, and some people were like, I do understand her concerns, and after reading those comments, I understood what people were going by. But I don't know, there was something about Buffy being in her normal clothes, and I guess her saying her excuse about being on the phone wasn't exactly. She could have said, "I was just checking up on Willow to see how her egg was doing." Like, I felt like it was too easy to ground Buffy and have these obstacles set up. So yeah, see, this is the I just dropped my mic, so that was good. But as I was saying, that it seemed so easy to put these roadblocks in front of Buffy, and I do kind of hate myself for saying this because I don't want to be a critical person when it comes to an episode. I always want to see the best out of even episodes that are not reputable. I just don't know. I feel like certain elements could have been better if they were had their own episode rather than cramming stuff in, and characters were being a bit more harsher than others, in my opinion. But I did like the scene where Buffy did technically reveal that she was a vampire slayer in front of Joyce. And that's the thing, though. Buffy's banterous attitude, she knows that that comment's going to fly over Joyce's head. So I really liked how she technically did reveal that. Xander and Cordelia were pretty fun as well, especially when they were bickering with specifics about sexual risks as well. Like, I felt like that was pretty fun stuff to see them bickering. And surely everyone in, like, I don't know, surely everyone in the class should know that them two are kissing or something like that. There's all of this tension. I mean, that would be the first thought going through my head. I used to actually, like, if I was in that classroom and if I heard them two bicker, my first thought would be, are you two going out or something? Because these are some pretty specific details you're talking about. But it's pretty fun to see them bicker and then to see them kiss. So, yeah. It was also pretty good to see Xander's goofiness, as well as some of the twists that were going around, like Giles being possessed. I did not see that coming whatsoever. I had a feeling Willow was possessed with the way her face was when she hung up on Buffy, and of course the egg being cracked. So I had a feeling that Willow was possessed, but yeah, Xander's goofiness as well, with the cheating of the egg, proved to be a bit of a great save on his end. But yeah, there was a great amount of creepiness with the Bizarre. I really loved the first fight with Buffy and one of the brothers. It was pretty fun, and I just did love her, but like I said, her banterous attitude. I think it's Lyle, I think he's called, but yeah, I really loved the banterous attitude when she tried to get the woman away. You're cheating on me? How could you? As well as the fight, because it was pretty smashing. Pun not intended. I did enjoy those scenes, but I don't know, this episode wasn't as good as the previous. I mean, there's going to be some bad eggs in a season. That not every episode's going to be perfect and whatnot. Just I feel like I'm a bit too critical, but I want to be honest as well. If something is bugging me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it by any means. But I will try to see the best out of an episode because I don't want to hate an episode. But if I can't find something to sugarcoat, I get, well, not to sugarcoat, but if I can't see the good out of certain areas, then I'm going to be critical. So, yeah, I just don't want to be, oh, this guy's being super critical and narky and all of that, but I want to be honest. So, yeah, that episode wasn't particularly a good egg. It was a bad, well, if we're going to be this critical, at least the writers were a bit honest about the title of this episode. But it was pretty fun. There were some fun scenes, but overall there were some bad elements involved. And like I said, there were things that were crammed in, and I felt like there was a screaming message at times that was condoning having kids, that was being against having kids. And yeah, it just felt like there was a lack of flavor to certain elements in this episode. Like the brother vampires should have been fleshed out a bit more, albeit spared for another episode, because I think I would have loved an episode focusing on them two bickering and bantering, because I did like the comedy, just I felt like there was more potential, and that was ruined with the cramming of two factors in this episode. But there was some fun moments in this episode. There was some fun bits, just overall plot-wise. So, yeah, that was Buffy the Vampire, episode 12 of season 2. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Pizza channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!